Well, if you all haven't heard the news by now, you know that the United States government and then Canada, Mexico, and China, they're playing tit for tat right now. So it's the United States government versus all three of them. It's the issue with China and the increased tariffs, same thing with Canada and Mexico. And so you got the United States and want to increase tariffs on them for when they, send their products, and then they're doing the same thing to the United States. So each country is now paying more, and I don't know how that's going to affect eggs and things like that in Canada or Mexico, with their food supply. But the United States, as Canada talked about during their press conference, they said these things are going to get a lot more expensive for you from what the United States relies on those countries for, in particular Canada. And then the cost is going to be passed down to you and me, at the grocery store, at the gas pump, trying to get a home, trying to get a truck or a car, you name it. So this goes into effect February 4th, 2025. So by the time you hear this, it should be in effect right now with the tariffs and the countries kind of what they call in a trade war. You making me pay more, so I'm going to make you pay more. So we really need to keep our eyes on it. And again, continue to save money. If you want to stack up on groceries now, just so you're not paying so much each time, that might be smart. Now with me, it's just me. And, I don't eat a lot of this stuff out here. Half of this stuff probably. I don't eat eggs or things like that. I'm really picky. And so my groceries, even right now, and I usually go every Friday. The most I'm spending, I'm normally going to Walmart, is between $50 and $60. So that's not too bad. It's just for me. It's only me here. But again, you got people who, even if they only live by themselves like me, who just so happen to eat more food and not picky like me, and where they'll feel it at the grocery store among other places. And so we definitely need to keep our eyes out for this and how much more things will be, especially when you got the Fed only doing 2 interest rate cuts this year, and because they still seeing inflation as kind of high. They said it's being stubborn, and I think the first rate cut isn't until either May or June this year. So that's definitely got the stock markets worried. Even with these tariffs being increased, the stock market fell. So that also affects 401ks, people's retirement plans. I have a 401k, and so everything goes hand in hand with what's disrupting what and increased taxes. So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more so you all can get a little bit more info on what the higher tariffs mean. There's a video here before I get to it. Here we go. So look at some of the products. That includes groceries like avocados, maple syrup, ground beef, cherry tomatoes, sugar, bananas, nuts, cooking oil, squash, cucumbers, strawberries, and pineapples. The order also has an immediate ramifications for countless other business sectors, and so raising the price on everything from liquor to gas. So you see everything that it's affecting. And then here we go: children's toys, shoes, beer and alcohol, crude oil. They were all hit when he's increased the tariffs by 25% on Canada and Mexico, alongside an additional 10% on China. So that's how he's hitting those 3 countries back. So it's crazy right now. So now you got car manufacturers, BMW, Audi, Nissan, and Mazda. They were also affected. So was Ford. Every industry that relies on lumber and steel, they'll also see markups as materials become more costly. And so when me and you get them from the store, they'll be more costly for us. So we definitely need to keep our eyes open in what's going on. 2025, here we go. February, and now we starting with this. January was already crazy. And now the saga continues, the roller coaster continues into February. The only thing about if you're an investor is with the increased tariffs and the stock market falling, you could have got certain stocks for cheap. That's the only other thing. Also with the Fed only doing 2 cuts this year instead of 4, it'll allow anybody who has a high yield savings account to hopefully keep it at 4% or higher. I have one and it's at 4%, so it's holding at that. But these things far outweigh with what's going on with these increased taxes, and just a nice opportunity if you can afford to get some stocks for the cheap, or to have a nice little interest rate on your savings. It's bigger than that. So that's definitely doesn't balance out what we're seeing here. And so, but if you do have some extra money and you can get some stocks for cheap, by all means do so. I want to get to the video here so they explain it a little bit better about what all of this means. This is from Fox News. Here we go.
Alike, and thank God for Doge. They're looking at waste, fraud, and abuse. Just got access to Treasury payment accounts to showcase all of the fraud going on, billions and billions of dollars. They're already saving billions of dollars a day. We have to look at spending. We have to look at tax cuts as well. But it's very important. There are multiple factors that go into inflation. We have to recognize that and try to fight our way forward and grow the economy in a way that wages grow with the challenges we have ahead, and that people can afford eggs and gas again. We can't do that right now until we fix the system.
Yeah, we were just looking at a scrolling list of some of the products and companies that are going to be affected, and it seems like virtually every sector of the American economy potentially could be targeted by these tariffs, and the tariffs that Mexico and Canada have now announced that they will institute against U.S. goods.
There you have it. So possibly every sector of the American economy will get more expensive because of the tariffs. And so when you got DEI layoffs and just a bad job market, people being laid off and continue to get laid off in favor of AI coming in, then increase prices on what we buy at the stores, it's a whole mess. And so we really got to save. If you are in a 2-income household, I hope for both of you all to please save. It's just me and my household. I'm trying to save. We have to, if we're going to weather this storm. So let's see, what more does it say? Economic experts have always cautioned that Trump's tariff plan would hurt the United States. They sent a letter before the election, and nearly 24 Nobel Prize winning economists warned against Trump's economic plan, saying that tariff increases and tax cuts will spell a disaster for people in America. And that's what will affect the most, just the everyday American, not celebrities, athletes, actors, music artists, things like that, CEOs, But that's the majority of the America, is the average American, if you will. So it would affect most of the country, and that in turn may affect that 1% when you and me aren't able to, we decided not to go to their movies or their concerts or their sports games because we're trying to keep money in our pockets. So everything's an ecosystem. So we also got to remember that. Let me keep going. I think that was the end of the article. No, here's some more. Larry Summers said his concern on Saturday after Trump announced the tariffs. That was that February 1st? That Saturday, okay. This is a stop or I'll shoot myself in the foot threat. It defies economic logic. Larry told CNN it means higher prices for me and you. and more expensive inputs for American producers. So the companies just pass it on to us. But then here's the thing, companies may not make their money back because people just refusing to buy certain things. Holding off on a new vehicle, holding off on a new house, things like that. Certain things people will just live without or wait down the line for. It's not a necessity. So, we come to that. Because I know I, for one, wouldn't be out there trying to get a new vehicle and just, kind of focus that on groceries and just stuff that you need, not stuff that, can wait. The new house, it's not a buyer's market, they say. So hold off on that until 2026, maybe. Here's a little bit more. It says Trump admits his tariffs will make life way more expensive. And so that's also something to think about. And we'll read a little bit of this one. His tariff plan will actually cost people more money. And then for months on his campaign trail before the election last year, he said that it would be other countries who footed the bill in negotiations, lowering the cost of goods in the U.S. while bringing more manufacturing back to the States. But on Saturday, February 1st, Trump's executive order ushered in a steep 25% tariff on all goods and 10% tariff on energy products that come in from Canada and Mexico, the United States' largest trade partners, and then have put the United States into a trade war. That's what they're calling this now, with all four countries involved. So yeah, it's real crazy right now with everything that's going to be more expensive with these tariffs. So it's definitely something we need to continue to keep our eye on. Goes into effect February 4th. I don't know if we'll see prices, or maybe if you do on February 4th in your area, just at the grocery store, let's just start with a place where everybody will go on a regular basis. If you seeing the eggs higher, you seeing bacon higher, go off of that and just see what the deal is before we see these price hikes. But it's definitely coming, and we have to save as much as we can, and cut the cost down on our lifestyles, just so you're not caught up in all of this to where it's really hurting your pocketbook. It may still hurt, but we have to find ways to keep things from really getting out of hand with our savings and what's yet to come with the tariffs and just everyday products costing more. I know no one wants to deal with that, go through that. It's definitely going to be tough, especially for the people who've been laid off within the last month, 2 months. It's definitely, not a good feeling. And I was talking to my mother, and she just, she continues to pray and say God is in control. She doesn't like what's going on right now in the United States, and not agreeing with a lot of these executive orders that Trump has pushed through. From the conversations that me and her have, you all might feel the same way, but it's definitely something we need to discuss, and that way you can better have a plan, especially if it's not just you and your household. You may be off a little easier with this if it's just you, but for everybody else, where there's more than one person under that roof, then yeah, definitely adjustments and changes have to be made as we see these everyday products go up in price and get more expensive. So let's just make sure we keep ourselves up to date. I'll be keeping you all up to date with what happens next once we actually see reports of the higher prices. I'm sure people will be complaining, and so we just have to prepare And if you can, before they actually go up, grab in bulk what you need now, so you can at least don't have to continue to run to the store and pay the higher prices once they do come into play. And they are coming. And it's crazy where we're at right now. And I don't know how you all feel about the direction that the United States is going in. You like it, you hate it, what's the deal? One thing's for sure, I think everybody can agree on that they don't want to deal with higher prices with gas and food, etc. At this particular point in time. I mean, I know it's tax time too, but yeah, taxes won't go as far if you're dealing with more expensive everyday products at the grocery store. So that's going to eat into people's income tax as well. So it's just something to keep in mind. Let me know down in the comments what you all think about the increased tariffs and how it's going to affect your bank account when it comes to having to buy eggs, things like that, where you'll see the price increase at. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know you all's shopping habits. What are you spending right now in the groceries? What do you think you'll eventually be spending with the increase in tariffs? Are there certain things you're just going to cut out to save money? Put that down in the comments below and let me know. And subscribe to the channel. Facts of Feelings, all one word, no spaces. Type in Facts of Feelings in the YouTube search, no spaces, and my channel comes right up. Get this video out here. There's people, I mean, it's already a lot of information on it. People really need to see what's going on and plan accordingly for these price increases that are coming for the United States consumers, and just really work on saving, and after that try and see if you can get a second stream of income, and then go from there, a third and a fourth, but take it one income at a time. Some people may already be working 2 jobs. I will be doing a video on that if 2 jobs is the new normal in the United States. So stay tuned for that, because all of this stuff goes hand in hand. Certain people may need 2 jobs just to be able to survive things getting more expensive at the store. So everybody right now, continue to save, try and get on a budget, and let's see if we can weather this storm. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next video, I'm out.